Hi, it's Patty Hodge. I'm a doctor of nursing practice, nurse practitioner in psychiatry. Welcome to my channel. That's Bear. I'm here on January 7th, 2025. It's a Tuesday, and I have been sick for the past few days. If you watched my second video, you would know that I have a cold. I thought I would be a little bit further on with working on this channel this week, but this cold has slowed me down quite a bit. And I thought I would come here and give you some information about that. The reason I started this particular channel, as I explained in the welcome video, which I invite you to watch if you haven't done that yet, that explains what's going on here, is I really have a wealth of information to share with you about a lot of things. And I want you to be able to use your discernment about what is best for you and your loved ones, and to always consult your own trusted advisors. Don't run with this information and say, oh, Patty said this or that. I'm sharing what works for me. I'm sharing resources and information and research, and I would like to help you learn how to do that for yourself so that you can really make the best choices. So let me get back to what's going on here with this cold that happened here. I was not feeling well, and I started to cough excessively. It was really interrupting my sleep and my day. I couldn't really get through the day without coughing every time I tried to speak. So I did finally go to urgent care, and I did that because my physician did not have any appointments on the day that I was feeling the worst. And I was treated by a physician's assistant, and she was a wonderful provider, actually. And uh, if you know anything about healthcare providers, we're probably bad patients. That's the one thing you should know. So she offered me a couple of alternatives, and one was a steroid, which I said, I don't want to start there, unless it has traveled to my chest, which it hasn't. And she said to me at one point, well, how is it you want me to proceed? And I have to give her credit. I mean, nurses have been doing that for a very long time. At least I have been doing that for decades, which is trying to engage people in their own care. And not so much from other providers over the years, but that she was able to see that I needed to have some kind of input, and that I was going to give her a little bit of a struggle until we got on the same page. Um, so she did give me a cough, uh, an expectorant, and something to quell the cough. It's all in one bottle that I purchased from that clinic. And I'm feeling better today. So I decided that it's not in my best interest to stay inside, even though it was 20 degrees or something this morning when I woke up. But I decided today is the day that I really need to take charge of this. So that's why I wanted to come back on here and talk about that a little bit with you. And my intention here is to keep these videos within 15 or 20 minutes for the first few that I do. I really need your support and your help to make this the kind of channel that works for you and for me. So when you're here, please engage. I want you to subscribe if you haven't subscribed. I would like you to comment. Comment on anything, what you're learning, what you wish I had said, what you heard me say, did I mean that? So let's engage and let's make this a channel that works for us, for both of us, for all of us. I want it to be a safe place. So I'll be carefully monitoring what people are commenting, and I'll be um, changing my content according to what works for you, what you need to hear. So let me tell you a story about being in the mental health field and how that relates to my taking charge of this cold in a different way today. It was in the early 1990s when I was hired to be a registered nurse in a outpatient mental health clinic. And at the time, they had been deinstitutionalizing the very seriously and persistently mentally ill population and releasing them into the community with minimal supports. And so I was hired actually to give injectable medication to those who were suffering from the most severe and persistent mental illness. And that medication was to help manage their symptoms so that they could engage more fully in treatment and in living in the community. So I was the only registered nurse at that point in this clinic, and I was uh, helped by a social worker who was one of the administrators in the clinic at the time. And we became friends, and she would speak freely to me about a lot of things. And one day I'm sitting in my office, and she comes to the door, and she's really agitated. And I was kind of surprised. I wasn't sure what was happening. I wasn't sure if I was in trouble or what was happening with her. But she had come out of a session with someone, and she's saying to me, like, get up, get groomed, go buy a newspaper, go to church. And I'm thinking, okay, she's not really talking to me. She's venting about this session, I think. So she calms down a little bit, and we sit down and say, what's going on, Marie? What happened here? So this, number one, it shows to you that we're all human. You know, mental health care providers are human people, and we are affected by what troubles our patients, you know. And so she was dealing with a very severely and persistently depressed person who was not taking steps to come out of the depression beyond taking medication and showing up for appointments sometimes. And so her advice is sound as far as I'm concerned. As far as nursing is concerned, it's sound advice. And so I just thought I would break it down just a little bit for you today. Getting up is it's important. It's important whether you're in a hospital setting, sick with a physical illness that allows you to be mobile at whatever stage you're in that illness and with doctor's orders. And, you know, in an outpatient, in your own home, if you're staying in bed because you can't motivate yourself, you don't feel like you have a reason to get out of bed, it's important to try to get out of bed if your clinicians and your helpers are saying, like, do this thing. So getting out of bed, moving. There's a lot of evidence out there that moving your body helps your mental health state of mind. It helps you physically as well. Helps get the juices flowing in the body. Gets the starts burning off calories in a way that needs to happen if you've been really not moving. So the other thing after that is get groomed. And that's obviously, I'm talking about people who have the capability to do this but are just not feeling motivated enough to do this. How does this help you? Well, today when I was feeling a little bit better, I have not been in bed, by the way. I've gotten up every day. I've gotten dressed every day. I've cooked meals every day. I've engaged as much as possible in life here as I could tolerate. You know, I was very tired the first couple of days, but I pushed through. So I know myself, and I know that I can push through, and I want to push through because I don't want to be debilitated in any way. But this, you know, if you're really in a state where you're not able to do this, I get it. I get it. People who love you get it. Your providers get it. Let's hope you get to the point that you can do these things and without injury to yourself or others. So, getting up and getting groomed, what does that mean? It means being being clean, attend to your hygiene, take a shower, or a bird bath if that's all you can possibly do. And I call that, filling up your sink with clean water, taking a washcloth and some soapy water that you will rinse off. Don't leave soap on your skin. It can irritate. But you know what I'm talking about. It's cleaning all the bits that need to be cleaned in order to make you feel clean, present as clean in the world. People coming close to you will know that you've made an attempt to be clean. Wash your wash your hair, brush your teeth, put on makeup if that's something that you normally do. Um, and get dressed. Put on clothing that makes you feel good about yourself. I put on my red shirt today. I think red is an energizing color for me. And the scarf here matches my trousers so that I knew I'd be going out. I knew I wanted to look a little bit coordinated, and so this is my attempt at that today. So the the getting out of bed, the getting groomed, it helps us feel more human, and it does affect our mood in ways that you may not be aware of, but uh, trust it. People see it. People will respond to you differently. The next thing she said was go buy a newspaper. Well, most people nowadays will not be buying newspapers, much to the chagrin of newspaper editors worldwide. But what that means in 2025 speak versus 1990 speak is get out of the house and go to your local wherever things are sold. Um, and find out about current events besides scrolling on your phone or scrolling on your iPad or your tablet or turning on the television set. Physically remove yourself from your home if that's possible. Go to a public place and get engaged in life. And the last thing she said was go to church. Now, I'm not advocating for that if that's not part of your spiritual way of doing things in the world. But it is fine. I'm going to call that find your tribe or engage your tribe. Okay. And I don't know, some people are very lonely. They don't have a tribe. And so your first order, as far as I'm concerned, is to build a tribe. But do that engaging in life thing, not only with a newspaper or going to a church or a temple or a mosque or whatever you worship if you do that. It means going to some place where there is someone that you will actually speak to. And I don't mean that you have to go out and have a long drawn out conversation or tell everybody your woes or listen to everybody's woes. I mean, go to the grocery store and pick up some fresh produce and go to the cashier and say, hey, long time no see, how are you today? And engage in a small conversation. That's all it is. And if you get some kind of jolt from that says, okay, it's safe and okay to do that, then like move on to the next person and just say good morning or good afternoon or isn't it too cold out to be out here today? Or haven't seen you around here in a long time. How's things going? So those four things are just really basic. That goes along with that chicken soup recipe that I gave you the other day in the second video. It's trying to just prime the pump to get back on your feet to recover from whatever it is you're recovering from. And so, thank you for listening to that. If any of that resonated for you, I need you, please, in order to build this community, I need you to comment. I need you to like this video. Dislike it if you must, but let me know why you did. Um, I would I would like you to tell me what would be helpful for you as far as this newsletter that I'm thinking about. Would it be just getting resources on one page for you? Um, would it be uh, having some of your comments addressed, maybe? So we're coming up on 15 minutes here. I'm going to bring this to a close. I am very grateful for you, and I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad to be here for you. And please engage. Thanks. See you soon. Bye.